What's up? Are we live? I think we're live. What's going on? It's Michael. Yo, it's Thursday, man. It's Thursday. How you feeling? Week's almost over. Oh, it's been a long week. I'm not gonna even lie to you. It's been a long week, but it's a great week. We're all still alive. Trying to send you some positive energy, want to give you some positive vibes. So that's what I'm here for. I got a great comedian named Heidi that's going to be on. She's so funny. She'll be on in a second, but it's a thing where I just wanted to touch base with y'all. I do this thing called Morning Yo. If this is your first time tuning in, basically I wake up and I'm like, I do my radio shows, and then I'm like, I want to do this Morning Yo. I want to get it out there. I want people to watch it. I want you to spread the word, and I just try to be positive. I answer some of your questions. I have great comedians on, great doctors on, people from all walks of life on the show. So, I'm just, and this is another thing. Hey, Anya, what's up? Alice Khan, what's up? Um, Another thing about the show Morning Yo, I want you guys to be a part of it. So my email, and I'm gonna put it on the bottom of the screen, michaelyovip@gmail.com. michaelyovip@gmail.com. What I want to do is actually give you guys a chance to send me an email. Tell me something positive that's happening in your life, and I want to read about it. I want to read it on the podcast. I want to start every show like that. I want to read a positive email, and I want to tell you something positive that's going on in my life. And then hopefully my guests will have something positive that's going on in their life. And that's how we'll start the podcast. So michaelyovip@gmail.com. And then you can email it, and I'll start the podcast possibly with your email. And it doesn't have to be big. It doesn't. You could be like, oh, I got a new job. Or, you know what? My kid just turned 1. Or because my baby girl just turned 1. She's absolutely beautiful. Her name is Elise. She just turned 1. And I looked at my wife. I remember she turned 1 like on Sunday. And I looked at my wife and went, shh, we did it. We got another one to the age of 1. Woo! Because it's just, oh, they're so precious and they're so small. A lot of people coming into the podcast. Marvin Driver. I went to high school with you, Marvin Driver. What's up? Phil Rodriguez. What's up? Alice Khan. Yeah, for the COVID-19 vaccine. Yeah, I'm very excited about the COVID vaccine. I want to bring in my girl, though. She's absolutely hilarious. Heidi, how are you?
Hi. Hello. I'm good. Just waking up.
Yeah. You're so funny to me. You just make me laugh. You just like such a good energy around you. And even when you do stand up, it always seems like you're just like, like, what's going on? What's going on? Okay. I'm here. I'm doing stand up. All right. This, okay. I'm doing stand up. I love your vibe on that.
Oh. I mean, you probably are referencing one of my most recent sets that happened during COVID, which I think we all feel, not just in stand up, but in the world. We're like, what's everything good? Oh, am I losing you?
Yeah, you cut out a little bit.
It's because I'm calling from my Sprint phone. I was trying to make it happen on the
Oh
computer.
my God.
To call back.
You're the only person I know that actually uses Sprint.
Well, I'm trying to get off of it. It's just that I've been busy with other things, so I can never make it to the store, but maybe I'll make time today and see if they can help me because my phone is ravaged.
Yeah. I can't make fun of you too bad because like any other person listening or watching the podcast, I'm on T-Mobile and
hey, they just merged.
Yeah, and it makes one shitty network. It's T-Mobile and Sprint. It's like the two worst networks combining to make an even shittier network. That's what's crazy.
Isn't it two negatives make a positive? Or is that
no,
no, it's not.
No, because I can't get a signal anywhere. I got trapped into one of these family plans, where you're like, oh, let's all 4 get a line. And I usually have Verizon. Thank you very much. I'm very high class over here.
Right.
But I got trapped and we pay way less, but you don't get phone calls. So, it kind of balances.
I don't have one of those family plans. I've just been out here all alone on the Sprint.
Yeah.
Trying to make it happen.
Trying to make it happen. A lot of people coming in. Ginger, what's up? Jamari, what's up? Lamar Parker, Carla Martin. If you guys have any questions you want to throw in, just let me know. So let's let the people know about you, because to me you're very funny. Like, how'd you get started in comedy? I know you're a producer. I know you cast. So what's in your life right now? What's going on?
What's in my life right now? This pandemic. Yeah, this pandemic is in my life real hard. Um, but I got started in stand up like a long time ago, and then I stopped, and then I started again, and then I stopped, and then I started again. So the stand up journey is long, and when I first moved to LA, I didn't drink because I was like 17.
Okay.
So I would just go to the comedy clubs, not the Comedy Store because I wasn't old enough, but just watch everybody from the back. And I used to watch comedy as a kid. And then I got encouraged to do it. I guess I was funny. I never really know, but
and honestly, when you're up there, that's what it looks like. Like, you're just up there, like, hey, what's up? Let's do this. And if, if it's gonna go good, it's gonna go good. If it's gonna go bad, hey, but I am here to play. I
but
am.
that's the thing is because comedy is so subjective that it's like
It is.
people are like, let's see if you're funny. You're like, well, what are you grading me on? Like,
Yeah. I tell everybody, comedy is the most subjective thing in the world, because I've heard people say, I don't think Dave Chappelle's funny. And I'm like, he's one of the greatest comedians ever. So I've opened for some comedians, and after the show, they go, and I know this comedian is way better. And this was when I was younger in the game. The comedian was way better than me. Like a million times better than me. But they're going like, oh man, you're really funny, just as good as that dude. I'm like, you're fucking stupid. I did 10 minutes. That dude just did an hour and 45 minutes. It's a
right.
big difference. So, but what's funny about an audience is they don't judge by time. They judge by content. You could do an amazing 5 minutes, and at the end of the show, you could have Chris Rock, Bill Burr, whatever. People come, oh my God, amazing. When those guys are so far advanced, you know what I mean? That's what's
I
crazy.
mean, I'm pretty sure if I did 5 minutes before Chris Rock, they would still be like, yeah, that guy, way better than you. I don't know. I don't know if I can really confidently say that an audience member, if I did 5 minutes and it was like Bill Burr or Chris Rock, that if somebody did, I would be like, wow, you are the nicest person I have ever
Yeah.
met.
And I'm the same way. I'm like, dude, it's just an honor to be on this lineup with these freaking killers, man, on the show. But every time I think about you, check out Heidi's Instagram. I'll put it on the bottom of the description. Check it out, because now I can't think about you without thinking White Shield. Like, honestly, that's your name, Heidi White Shield, to me.
Oh
That's it.
no.
Yes.
Oh
every time
no. This is...
every time I was like, oh, I got to get White Shield on my show.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh
Tell
no.
everybody, everybody go watch the clip on Heidi's Instagram, but tell everybody the White Shield story. It's absolutely hilarious.
It's really just a true story.
Yeah.
It's really just a true
You're just
story.
a white shield. You're just a
It,
white shield.
it's really just a true story. And it's so funny because you won't see it in those clips because I didn't put up the full clip, which I guess I should, but I'm so bad at technology. Like, I mean, look at me. I have like, you can clearly see I have a ring light happening. It's 9 a.m. Like, nobody know. People think I'm good at this, and I'm not good at technology.
Well, wait a minute. Who's the people that think you're good at this first? I mean, like, I've never heard somebody go, hey, you know that Heidi girl, she's really great at technology.
She's really great at technology. No, but yeah, so but Kevin Fredericks, whose show it is and the host, he was like afterwards he made fun of the White Shield story because he was like Heidi was like I was really in the back with y'all like what and yeah, no, it's just a true story. They you know, a typical protest.
You know
Cops
that.
get involved.
Yeah.
White shield to the front. Obviously, I'm white. You know, I just try to do my part, and Yeah, and you're just like, wow, I really was like, it sounds funny. Like now when I'm retelling the story, it's not funny because you're just asking me to. I was like, am I gonna die today? Like I was like,
Wait, so are the people at this was a Black Lives Matter
yeah.
protest, right? So are the people going when the cops show? Are they going, "Hey, White Shield"? Are they actually saying White Shield, or are they just saying?
Somebody said white shield. I don't know who. Somebody said it, and I was like, sure, yeah, no, it makes
I'm
sense.
down. I'm down to be a White Shield.
I mean, makes sense to me. I was like, they're probably less likely to shoot Little Red Riding Hood over here. Like, I get it. I get the concept. I mean, freedom
So
is it? Didn't freedom riders do that in a
yeah,
way?
absolutely,
Yeah, like I'm
absolutely.
like, this is. I know, like we've been here before. Okay, like okay. I just didn't plan on it that day. I just
You
didn't
lived
plan
out,
on it that day. Like I just
yeah.
like
You you didn't wake up going, you know what? I think I'm gonna be a White Shield today.
yeah, no, I was just like, I'm gonna go to the protest today. Like I was like, I'm gonna go. And I know we weren't supposed to go because of COVID, but I was like, feels like there's two pandemics sort of going on at the same time. And like I'm not as good in the science category. So I went out in the other category and something that I think we've all seen. And I was
Yep.
like, but I just didn't know that I didn't know White Shield was gonna be involved that day. But you gotta when when you out there, you gotta be out there,
When they call a White Shield, you got to step up.
Yep. Yeah, you do. You do. You do. Like, I know this sounds funny, but like, kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
What are we
Okay.
laughing at? What?
I can just imagine you in the back, like Black Lives Matter, like cops show up, and you're just in the back, like, oh yeah, this is great, this is awesome. Oh, White Shield, yeah, yeah. We need. Oh, me, me.
Oh,
Oh, white. Oh, okay.
well, like, it's so funny because earlier when I was in the back, because I was trying to like low key keep a distance and stuff like that, and then something happened that I'm mad. My friend Melody, people were clapping, and I was like, oh, you can tell there's more white people here because the clapping is off. And she was like, that is not funny today, Heidi. And I was like, okay. So I like stopped. And then like a couple months later, I saw comics making jokes about how the clapping is off. And I was like, see, Melody, you got mad at me, but I was
You're
telling you
right.
that the clapping was off.
But but now, when you were a White Shield, did any other white people step up, or was it just you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
there was a
yeah.
lot of white people White
There was
Shielded
some
it.
white people. The rowdy white boy wasn't really fully on the line. That's why I got mad at him because some dude from the back threw something. I'm like, if you gonna instigate, you gotta be up here with me. Like
Yeah,
you can't be thrown from the back of the class
from the
when
back.
I'm up here on the shield line. And it
So,
wasn't just white people on the shield
of
line.
course, I know. It's
You don't have to explain that.
yeah, I know it was a lot more people than you on the
Yeah.
front. You weren't the only one that was.
No, I was not. It is not about me, Mike.
That was your moment to get your shot, so you put on Instagram. You stand in front of the cops, like,
I was, and
yeah.
the dude wouldn't talk to me. The cop wouldn't talk to me, and
So
I was
how
like,
close were you? Were you like this to him?
like this close.
And what were you saying to him?
Hey, man.
Uh-huh.
Hey, let's just, I think they just want to I think we just want to walk through. He didn't, I don't think they're supposed to talk to you. He didn't
Oh,
talk
they're
to
not?
me. So
Okay.
the conversation just kind of stops after that point.
Okay.
Because if
Okay.
you're face to face with someone and you're like, hey, man, and they don't say anything, you're like, okay,
Okay. Okay.
so we're just here.
So did the chanting stop from you when you got face to face? Because I know there's still chanting in the background, but when you're actually face to face, are you chanting in front of their face, or that's kind of disrespectful?
I don't really remember. I think I kind of like
Blacked
adrenaline
out?
takes over. Yeah, you're like when you're face to face with someone with a weapon who can kill you, like
Yeah.
you kind of something else sort of kicks in where you're just I don't know. These questions feel like I'm on the stand. I'm like
You are. Yeah. Oh, you didn't know. You didn't know. I'm a good interviewer.
No,
I
I know
get
you
everything.
are. That's what I'm
Yeah.
just saying. Like, it's 9 a.m. You didn't tell me it was going to be like this.
Would you? I I texted you
I'm like
after the.
sweating and stuff.
Oh, really?
No,
Well,
I mean, no, truly,
that's
like, I
because
don't
your
know.
ring light is set up wrong.
You black out at some point. Like,
The white
I'm pretty
shield
sure
blacked out.
there was still chanting. There had to be still chanting.
Okay.
So, like, I'm sure there was.
Like, you're really thinking about this. It was a question where you could have been like, yeah, they were chanting, and we could have moved on like 5 minutes ago.
I don't like to lie.
Oh, okay.
I have a big issue with that.
Do you really? Have you been lied to a lot?
Huh?
Have you been lied to a lot?
Oh yeah, all the time. And people sometimes be lying to me. I'll be like, oh my gosh, I know the truth. And you are really saying that to my face. Wow. This is wow. Woo!
Oh, you got your coffee already though?
Yeah, I didn't want to, but again, I didn't really sleep last night, so.
Because you were so nervous about this podcast?
No, because I have sleeping issues. I've had sleeping issues my whole life. It ain't about you.
Why are you getting mad at me? I was just trying to play. No, I was just trying to play around. And you're like, no, I got sleeping issues. You're so like aggressive, Heidi. Come on now.
So I always have a problem with tone. I have a problem with tone. Like, that's me, like, comforting. Like, no, but it comes off like no.
Yeah, that's not. You should change that.
I'm working on it, but I'm working on it.
Because that's not comforting at all. That's like you're mad at somebody. Yeah.
Which sometimes I find comforting.
It's kind of like, hey, have a great day. That's your.
That is so bad that's how I read.
Yeah, it really does. It really does. You need to change that, Heidi. We got to change that. You know, I'm so happy you got married. It was such a great wedding.
Oh, I was like, I didn't get married.
No, I'm saying that would be you at a wedding. That would be
what? Sometimes that's appropriate.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. So now, what's going on in your world? You got you white shielded. Corona's going on. Are you staying at home? How are you approaching this whole pandemic thing?
I'm staying at home. I'm walking around the block. I'm supporting local businesses, like the liquor store, the corner store. You know.
If you were in New York, you'd be huge at the bodegas. They would love you at the bodegas.
Is that? Oh, would they?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's good.
You're just fun. You're just a fun person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. I am a fun person. Gets me into a lot of trouble.
Does it really? Do you have like you have a big personality? And I knew you from Justine because y'all did what was it called? The dance show?
Mm-hmm.
It was called the dance show, right?
It was called the Funny Dance Show. When we created it, it was called Stand Up to the Streets.
So okay, Stand Up to the Streets. So I met you through Justine, but I know in the industry, and this part I'm just asking because I know nothing about it. But with your big personality, does that rub people the wrong way? Because you're fun, you're
yes. Yeah, of course it does.
Why? Like, what do you like? What kind of beef do you get into?
Oh, this is such a weird question. I ain't got no beef, but bitches do be trying to have beef with me. And
really, is it more of comics or is it just normal people?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know. I haven't really taken a poll of my beefers.
Okay, but
I haven't ran the demo on like who doesn't like me.
See. Well, obviously you said some people have beef with you, so.
Well, I mean, people have tried to start beef with me, yeah, for sure. Oh. But that's just life. Like, I don't know if that's me. I don't know if that's a me thing. Like, I think
it is. It is.
Like,
it is. It is you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I could pick out situations, but also like sometimes I read situations wrong, and I think someone got beef with me, and that person be like, I don't at all. Be like, wow. My insecurities completely misread that. So like, I don't know. I mean, I know bitches don't like me, but that's okay. That's okay. That's okay.
Life is short, right? You gotta roll with people that love you, man.
You have to, and you know it. That's the hard thing. And sometimes the love and the hate look so similar, so it's
Ooh.
hard sometimes to decide which is which. In my professional opinion,
Oh, look at you trying to drop some nuggets early in the morning. You're just dropping some knowledge
I
nuggets.
is that knowledge? I just felt like
It
love and
is.
yeah, love and hate is so close together, and sometimes like it's just timing before like it can switch over to the other side. Like someone who hates you may end up finding something else about you and be like, "Wow, I actually love that bitch," and you'd be like, "I thought you did." Like you know, like it's like I just think sometimes there's miscommunication, or someone you think really loves you, and then you find out shit they've been saying behind your back, and you'd be like, "Oh
Yes.
wow, that bitch hate me." Like you know,
Do you notice in the comedy community, I feel like it's gotten a lot better since podcasting happened. I remember when I started 10 years ago, so many comics tried to backstab each other, and that may still go on, but at least with podcasting, I think it's kind of brought the community together. Have you seen that or no?
I've heard about it.
You've heard about it.
I've heard about it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
I mean, I do know that this year so many people have asked me why I don't have a podcast, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I didn't know y'all wanted me talking more. Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm glad to hear that people are coming together. That I think that's great.
Okay. It's just not happening for you, huh?
No, I mean it is.
Okay,
It is.
good.
Just depending on the group.
Yeah. Yeah. So now, do
But
you have any?
what is your experience with the podcasting bringing everybody together?
Well, I think it's like a big high school. Like
Mm,
the biggest podcast, they have their crew, which they deserve because you came up with those people. Those are your like, I know a lot of people try to get on Joe Rogan. I know a lot of people try to get on Brendan Schaub's. I know, so it's they have their cliques, the Ovans. So everybody has their cliques of people,
mhm.
and those are huge podcasts. But at the same time, comics are putting comics on podcasts, and I feel like when I first started, it was always I heard so much shit talking about comics from other comics, and I've never been that dude because
Right.
I perform and bounce. I've
Yeah,
always had
I
a
feel you on that.
so, but now I feel that since podcasting, comics need each other unless they just do a solo podcast. So you need guests on your show. So I think it opens you up to get to know other comics where before it was kind of like, oh, if this dude gets this, he's taking it away from me. And I think that kind of vibe has gone away.
I love that. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, I think that's happening. Oh, Tanya Rollins just sending a message here. I love Heidi's face expressions. People at work tell me I act like that too.
I don't know. Is that a compliment?
I think so. Look at that. See there? You're getting compliments. Do you have any brothers or sisters or any siblings, things like
Oh,
that?
such a sore subject.
Oh, really?
I have two half brothers. We don't really
Okay.
talk. Yeah.
Okay.
I
All
mean,
right.
I guess it's a sore subject depending on who you talk to. I'm just
Okay.
telling you the truth. I have two half brothers, but
Okay.
I am the only one. I'm my mother's only child.
Okay. Your mother's only now. Do you have a good relationship with your parents or no?
Mm.
No. Okay. All right. All right. That's fine. That's fine.
We
Where you
working on it.
okay. All right.
The
Hey,
work
everybody.
starts and stops sometimes. You know,
Okay.
my
Okay.
parents are adults. They're fully grown human beings.
Okay. That's
No,
that's so
no. I mean, no, I don't. I have a good relationship with my grandmother, but that was tested over these last 4 years because of this administration.
yeah.
Which,
Oh my goodness. You don't even have to say I already know where that's going. Yeah.
but
Yes.
but we are getting back on the same page, and she would be the one that I consider raised me, but if you asked her, she'll be like, no, you raised yourself, ain't nobody raised you. Like,
Gotcha. So where were you born at?
Central Coast of California.
Okay, so you're from California. What how long have you been in LA, like Hollywood?
2005.
What brought you out here then?
I worked in entertainment as a kid, so it just kind of seemed like the next logical step to continue working.
Now when you
um
say entertainment as a kid, like what'd you do? Were
I
you an
worked in
act?
theater. I was at
Oh, okay.
theater. The Oceano Melodrama is the first place that I was hired to do a role. Don't want to brag. It was A Christmas Carol. I was Belinda,
Oh,
Tiny Tim's sister. Um,
okay.
the melodrama
Hair
is an
flip.
amazing. The melodrama is an amazing theater on the Central Coast. I really was hoping to go back to it like this last like year or so and be like, guys, I have a TV show. But then the pandemic happened. Because they were the first place, and it's a really cool place. They do like an old school show, and then they do an original vaudeville afterwards. And there's like a a concession stand in the back, and all the actors have to like they work the concession stand in between
Oh,
the acts. And then since you're not really like old enough to work the concession stand, I think, because they're like, don't let kids burn the hot dogs and stuff. There's a lot going on back there, beer, all that type of stuff.
yeah, yeah.
So they had us bus. So I would, in between the acts, I would bus the the area, and everyone would be like, "You look like that girl on Little House on the Prairie." So that was like my introduction, and then I did community theater as well, and then I did the PCPA there. I would come down to LA for auditions. I tried to get my parents to emancipate me. Ain't nobody would sign the paperwork.
Mm.
But yeah, so it just kind of felt like the most logical. It was like it was a job to me. It was always just work. Like I came at it with a very working class approach. Like it was just how I was gonna pay my rent. And then I got out here and it wasn't gonna work like I was on Central Coast.
Yeah, it's a little bit different when you get there. You're like, okay, where the jobs at? Where the jobs at?
So so I
So,
got some work when I got here, but it wasn't enough to pay the rent. So then, of course, I became a waitress at Hooters for a little bit.
like you do, like people
Like
do,
you do.
like you do.
When you have no job experience.
Well, you know one thing I find interesting about Hollywood, it's kind of like a double-edged sword because the thing is, you could be found at any age, no matter how you look, no matter what ethnicity, and it's kind of like a trap because you're like, I know a lot of people or met a lot of actors that are waiters, and that's great. They're hustling, they're doing their thing, but I think like when I lived in Miami, if you were a model, if you weren't famous by 21, it's done. Forget it.
21 is even old.
Yeah, 21 is even old if you're not a
I don't.
supermodel.
Also, for all the 21-year-olds, it's not old. I want to be clear on 21 is not old, but we're talking about a time,
Industry.
at a time in history. 21 Miami modeling, yeah, old.
You're old. Like it's very young, and you need to pop before you get 21 to be a really big model. So, but here in Hollywood, the trap is I could be 50, old, don't look good, and a show will come along going, that's what we need.
That's what it is.
You're the guy.
You're the guy.
Now. You're so like
you're a brave progressive model.
Yeah. Well, and this is not I wasn't describing Morgan Freeman or anything like that because I'm about to say Morgan Freeman next. He didn't get discovered till he was 50. That's when he first started acting. I believe his first big role was at 50. So that's the whole trap is, you could be any body shape and they could be like, "Oh, we need that for this show." And I think that's the trap because you're never out of it, but you're not fully in it either,
One of my first things that I auditioned for out here was Janice Dickinson's modeling academy thing.
Oh yeah, yes.
But it was just because there was a big line, and I was like, "What y'all doing?" And they're like, "We waiting in line," and I was like, "Oh, okay, let me wait in line." I was like, "Fuck it, I've got time today," so I waited in line. And Janice Dickinson told me I had one of the most beautiful faces she's ever seen. And like stops the show for a second, like whatever, like big deal moment in reality television. And then her dude was like, "Her with that body, she'll never be a model." I was like, I mean, thanks. Okay. Wow, this is modeling. This is intense. Like
you're like this is what I waited in line for.
Yeah, I was like just to get roasted. But then I later met one of the producers on that thing, and she was like, "I specifically remember you." And she was like, "I'm sorry I ruined your life and didn't make you a model." I was like, "What do you mean ruin my life? What What was the other side of that coin? I've been doing all right.
Yeah. So now you're still like, what can I ask? What happened to the dance show? Did the pandemic hit? Is it still going to happen on E? Is it done? Are you still waiting pattern?
I
Don't
mean,
know. Okay.
I'm sure somebody will tell me something soon, but I mean, I think it. I don't even. It's just so crazy because it's like to talk about it. It's like I Justine and I touched on it. Like we filmed it like years ago, so it's like it doesn't feel like you like it didn't just happen like a
Yeah.
while ago. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I mean, I hope hopefully maybe there's some place for it, like whether it's on E or what. I mean, I don't know. I
Okay.
don't know. I had a great time filming it.
And how'd you and Justine meet?
Oh man, through mutual friends and stand up a long time, like a while back. And then also through stand up and through open mics and then really like what we said on the show, like I was on a dance team and she loved dance TV and mutual friends and comedy and then pregnant on a
Okay.
one night stand with the funny dance show.
And then it blew up at the Comedy Store, and that's such a hard room to get people to a lot of times to do something that's not if you don't have like a big headliner and they're like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And you guys did it. How long did it take to take off the show at the Comedy Store?
I mean, we had like I would say less than 3 months. I mean, even the
Okay.
first show wasn't full at the beginning, and then was like pretty full by the end. Um, but and then we ran it for like a year or so. But it took like 3 months. Our first show we got pushed. Joe Rogan
Mm.
needed the room,
Okay.
so yeah. But
Okay.
it was the process of making the TV show was longer than the live version, which pretty standard, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah. How did the TV show go how you want it? Because I know a lot of times, and the reason why I ask is I've done several TV shows, and sometimes when you look back at them, you go, "Ah, you know what? We could have done this better." Did it go like you want it?
I don't think any TV show goes the way you want it.
Yeah,
I don't think any TV show goes. I don't think anything in this industry goes exactly the way you want it. Um, and I think that's part of the process. Like
yeah. Well,
in my
what?
experience, like
Okay, let me
not.
ask you this:
Hmm.
Would you learn? Because every
Oh,
would you learn?
that's a long podcast.
Oh, okay, okay. We don't have that much time. We only got like 10 more minutes. Come on now.
What I learned, I mean, overall, what I learned is like, oh shit, 10 minutes.
Well, I don't want the whole 10 minutes to be about it.
That's what I'm saying, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, you want something quick. I mean, I learned how to be a better producer.
Got
Like,
you.
that's always something that I'm working on. I learned, more about like where I want to sacrifice things and when it's time to stand up for something. I learned you can sell a TV show and still not get your family's love, which was like blew my mind.
Wow. Wow. They're like, we're not even watching your shit. Bye.
And I learned that, and then it was confirmed that I'm still not the best learner of choreography, but I've been known that. So
Yeah, I learned through I had a pilot that I did a while back, writing a pilot, and I learned that I kind of went with what the network wanted and not with what I wanted, and then it didn't get picked up. But as soon as I read the final script, I knew it wasn't going to get picked up, and they didn't take any of my advice on it. And that's when I knew next time I do this around, because you got to play. What's crazy is you got to play their ball game too, but
well, of
also
course, they're paying for it.
they're paying for it. But you also have to stand strong on some of your values. Where I think the first time I was just excited about, oh my God, I got picked up. We got a chance to make a pilot. Oh, they want this writer. All right, let me talk to them. Of course, the writer's going to say whatever you want. But then, when they came to writing, it's like, I don't want your input, even though the story's about your life. So it was one of those things. And then the second time we did it, we got a project with Nickelodeon right now that's about my life as a kid.
Oh,
And
wow.
this time, it's like, no, I want to meet with several writers. I need somebody that's giving. that will take my advice. So, but without that first experience, I would have never got to the second experience.
Yeah, of course. Like that's what I think the game is in this town. Is everyone thinks it's like it looks a certain way, and it just doesn't. Like I mean, maybe it's just because I've played so many positions in this
Yeah,
town, like PA, talent coordinator, like producer, comedian, like all not a grip, I didn't learn
yeah,
that, but like, you learn, and you learn from every position, like, and I've never been like in a scripted writer's room, so I wouldn't know exactly what you're talking about, but I do know what it's like to be like, I don't think this person's hearing me, like,
yeah,
or
yeah.
what I'm saying isn't translating to them. Like, and what I'm learning to do is sometimes not take things personally, because I'll be like, no, they trying to play me.
Yeah.
No, you
You're
know what I said, and you purposely wrote the other thing.
I'm
like,
being sabotaged.
yeah, you'd be like, oh, and the person be like, oh, I just misunderstood you. And so like learning that is also a process in itself, So I mean, congratulations on writing something about your childhood. Someone tried to
I
do that,
know.
tried to get me to do that, and I'm like, I don't even know how to make that funny yet, y'all. So congratulations.
Hey, what you know what? When you're in Hollywood, it's all a struggle. Everybody's pushing in the same direction, and I just hope like people just like if somebody that looks like you gets a gig, it doesn't mean you're not going to get a gig somewhere else. It just means if they do really well, that means that now they're going to be looking for that look even more. You know
Right.
what I mean? So it just is what it is.
I mean, it is what it is, and making and understanding that there's space for all of us, and like in different ways, and you know, peace, love, all that shit.
What do you what are you doing now? Are
Um,
you
Right now, I am doing some casting
okay?
for the Fuse Network. So I'm doing that. I'm doing podcasts. I always try to build both my resumes.
Good.
Like, so uh, I was kind of bummed. Like, I didn't really get to do stand up for a while. And I was sort of out of the comedy scene. So I'm a little bit trying to get back into that. So that's why I'm a little rusty too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
you
So you're not
you build one side, then you try to get back over here. You be like, oh,
yeah. This shit is unbalanced right now. I don't know.
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know what's
yeah.
that. So have you done any of those Zoom shows or anything like that, comedy wise?
I have done a couple Zoom related shows. Yes.
How were they? I've never done one myself.
I mean, good.
Good. Okay. Okay.
I haven't done the one where you're like with all the screens, and like
Yeah.
everybody's like in the screens, and people are like do over like I think it's like a studio. I haven't
Yeah.
done that one.
Okay.
But like I've done like to hear Zoom with the homies. Um I organized a Zoom show like that was behind the scenes. But I mean
Okay.
people be on Zoom doing comedy.
Yeah, I see it all the time. It's just I haven't done it yet because I'm like I don't know like if my comedy would translate, like but we'll see. We'll see.
Why
I
do you
might.
think your comedy wouldn't translate?
I don't. I think it would. It's just I don't know. It's awkward because I've been on podcast on Zoom and it gets awkward sometimes because things cut out, things slow down. I mean, I don't know. I
I don't
just
know
not.
if my comedy translates here, but here I am.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm not asking you to be funny. This is just you. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah,
Like
I know. That's the problem. People be laughing when I
you're telling a serious story and people laughing because you're just funny to me. You're just a funny person. So
thanks. Thanks. I'll take that.
you need to take that. You need to take it to the bank, as they say.
I've been trying to take it to the bank, but I still need someone to explain money to me as a concept.
Yeah, no, I hear
I've
you.
been trying to take it to the bank, but I just don't know if I really know enough about money to take it to the bank. Like
Okay,
sometimes the
yeah.
bank gives me money, but I don't know if I know,
Hmm.
because what I'm
How to
saying
take
is,
it to the bank.
I haven't, we'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. Are there any shows you watch? Are you a fan of any TV shows? Do you watch a lot of TV or not really?
I knew
I
you was gonna ask this question. I knew
because
you
you
was
see,
gonna ask
can
this
I
question.
can I can I can I throw out before you even answer? I don't think you even watch TV.
Yo,
I don't think you even watch it.
yo. Listen, when I grew up, I wasn't allowed to watch TV until I was like 9, 10. So it's
Uh-huh.
not really like in my system to watch TV, but I have been watching here and there. But when I tell you someone's like, find something on TV, I'd be like, help. Where do I start? Like, I don't know where to start. But I've been watching stuff, but I like to watch TV when, especially when someone's like, check this out, then like I'll watch it. But like I'm not a good navigator.
So you haven't watched any program that's
Yeah, I
big, right?
have.
Oh,
I've
well,
watched
well,
like,
tell me, girl.
huh?
Well, tell me what it is.
I watched Queen's Gambit. I watched
Okay,
the
hold up,
Bad
hold
Boys
up.
documentary.
Was that good, Queen's Gambit?
Well, I had some issues with it as a little orphan Annie myself.
Uh-huh.
I was like, man, they make this whole not having a family look real glamorous.
Mm.
Like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, it's beautifully shot. I love the essence of it. I love like what it is, right? I like um it's but the only thing is I don't know how to play chess. So I don't know if like I really can give it like a critique on chess.
Got you. Because they could be doing anything on that
They
show,
could
and
be
you'd be like,
doing
"Oh, it looks great.
anything. And
It
I'd be
looks
like,
great,
wow, you see that girl playing chess like that? She really
man."
playing. And I wouldn't know. I know she won. I know she won in the movie and overcame some things, but can she play chess? I would have no idea.
For the people that haven't watched Queen's Gambit, I'm sorry that Heidi ruined it for you.
Oh,
Uh, you're the worst. The worst. I would hate to go to a movie with you. So this is what happens at
don't
the
go
end.
to movies with me. I get kicked out.
Are you're loud?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Why can't you
Mm-hmm.
just watch a movie and enjoy it?
Now you sound like all my exes.
All right, where can people follow you? How can people find you, girl? You're hilarious.
I'm the redhead Heidi on Instagram. I haven't really been posting that much, so you just gonna have to hang in there until I post again.
All right. Well,
What have you been watching?
oh my goodness. Well, The Bachelorette, because my wife makes me watch it. Yeah. But I'm very proud because they got a half black and Asian dude like me on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Blaze just represent. This is the first, and I've said this on my past podcast, but this is the first time this year is the first year I've seen mixed race couples in so many commercials with kids. I think it's so beautiful. I've waited all my life to see representation, and now I'm finally seeing it. And man, it feels so good to see that going on right now. Like I've never seen it. You know what I mean?
You. They put freckles in style. I was like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Y'all like
so
freckles now? Cool.
yeah. So I mean, mixed couples are like on every freaking TV commercial.
They're on everything.
And I love it because
yeah.
I have not seen that. And now for all the kids that are mixed that get to see that representation, like even, I have my son is 3 and my daughter is 1. When I was growing up, all the cartoons were white. You know what I mean? Like characters were white. Now my son's favorite cartoons are like Moana, it's just he has such variety where he can watch different color shades of skin, white, black, Latino, Native American, Asian, but he can see every skin tone and it's normal for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it wasn't normal for me, not at all. And what's so funny is my wife is white. She gets a bigger kick out of it than me because she really makes sure, like she goes out and makes sure everything's has color in it. So our kids can grow up knowing that's great. And that's beautiful. And it's funny. One of my friends has a son and a daughter that's like 10, 11, 12. And he said something so beautiful. And I think this was going around on Instagram. But if you're that age right now, it's normal for you to know that this country can have a black president and a mixed vice president as a woman. And I think
Mm-hmm.
because when I was growing up, it was all just one color. You know what I mean? And I think the
Yep.
representation is so beautiful right now. And we're a divided nation, but hopefully we can come together. But one thing I like is that for people like me that's mixed, now we're seeing representation besides
Yeah.
a Tiger Woods or
Right.
something like that. You know what I mean? Like in high level positions.
Yep.
And for a 12-year-old right now, you're supposed it's supposed to look like this,
Yeah.
which is very inspirational to me and inspiring, you know?
I think especially when you say like in high level positions, because like that's how I feel about seeing like a woman in an executive position, because I think that oftentimes like it it's lost on how much we don't always listen to people because they're not in a high enough position. And so like to see someone in that position, you're like, oh yeah, actually my voice does matter. Like
Yeah.
that's cool to know. Like, and I also love that she doesn't look like me, because like she's not like, you can also be like, I can find common ground with someone who doesn't look like me. Like that's just as important as well for us to be like, yo, we got to come together. Like she's
Yeah.
not supposed to look exactly like me for me to admire her. Like,
And what I love is now it's normalizing it.
yes.
It's going down. It's normalized. So when you look at all those photos from the past over the last 10 years, now you're like, oh, it's changing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's changed. You could just look at the wall of presidents. You're like,
Yeah.
okay, it's changing.
Okay.
Now vice presidents, it's changing. And that's what it's just we all need to evolve and be better people and
Yep.
love everyone no matter the skin tone, and don't have this fear of like, oh, since other people are coming up, they're going to take what we got, because they're not. Everybody
Not.
just wants to live and love their families,
Yep.
I mean, and that's it. That's it.
That's it. When you really break it down and talk to people in person, you want a roof over your family's head, you want them to feel safe, and you want there to be food in the fridge, and you want them to be happy. I'm like gonna cry for some reason. I'm like, fucking overactive tear ducts I have.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Well, thank you for being on the pod. You're amazing. We're going to do this again.
Okay, good. I thought I failed, but I guess I get to come back.
You never fail, girl. You keep doing it, all right? Let me know if you need anything, okay, Heidi?
Okay, thanks.
All right. Bye.